Hello.
You're not alone. You're not alone. It's only one kiss.
This is not a malfunction. I know that this is a rare occasion where you see me on a video at all, really. I'm just trying to try and make this a regular thing again. I'm not going to promise you anything because, like I said, I'm a bit shit at that. I'm just doing a quick tag video. I'm not going to do too many questions off the screen I have, which is now trying to turn off on me. I'm going to try and be short and sweet, but it's going to be a very quick Dexter tag type video. I'd also quickly like to mention my friend James Acton, who is also considering to start doing YouTube videos himself, so I want to wish him the best of luck in that, and I'm really glad that he's enjoying the stuff that he's seen on my channel so far. Anyway, let's get on with this. Favourite and least favourite season. Now I kind of have the most love for Series 4. Series 4 is superb on so many levels, and I completely adored it, and still to this day, after watching Series 8, Series 4 is still the one that stood out to me, and it's because the connection that John Lithgow, who plays the Trinity Killer, also known as Arthur Mitchell, and Dexter have such an intricate reflection of one another in their relationship. It makes it fascinating to watch, because essentially it's almost like they are polar opposites, and they both have sort of a system, they both have a pattern that they follow, and almost like a routine that they do every time they kill. But it's interesting to see the differences between Dexter and Arthur in how they kill. So obviously Dexter will only kill people that are guilty and deserve it, which is fascinating to see in itself, because he has such a routine over it. He does the little slide, he does the cut on the cheek, you know, he impales them with a hammer, he cuts them up. He does that. Whereas Arthur Mitchell has such an interesting way of doing things, and it's all based down to something that happened to him when he was a kid. So it's such a fascinating storyline, and I love how it unravels. And, you know, at one point Dexter tries to befriend Arthur, but not knowing that he works for Miami Metro, so he kind of goes undercover. And it's just fascinating. And, you know, Arthur Mitchell seems like such a happy family man, and he's not at all. But he just stages the deaths that he does so well so that people don't suspect anything. It's just brilliant to watch. My least favourite season, I don't say I have a least favourite season. There are seasons that I found underwhelming in comparison to other seasons, so I don't know if that classes as the same thing, because I loved Series 1, I thought that one was really interesting. Series 2 was okay, it didn't exactly follow on as well as Series 1 started out. Series 3 was a bit of a letdown for me. I loved Series 4, completely adored it, it really picked up from then. And then Series 5 seemed a bit slower after that, so that kind of was a bit frustrating to watch after seeing something so superb. Series 6 picked up again, which I really enjoyed, and the deaths in that one are really interesting to watch as well. There's such a linear plot and a really interesting storyline. And then Series 7 and 8 was such a letdown. I think if I had to pick one that I really despised, it would probably be Series 8, because it just didn't do Dexter justice. It was underwhelming, it bothered me that it was underwhelming, so that was possibly my least favourite season. And if you've watched it, you'll know what I mean by that. The sort of back end of it is not interesting to see, and it sort of just cuts off in places. I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't seen it yet, because I know some people haven't, and you know, some people are just starting to watch it, so I don't want to bother it and ruin it for you. Favourite crime scene? I quite liked, I'm probably just going to end up, this is going to be a Series 4 fanatic type thing. Series 4 crime scenes were really good, because they made them look, or Arthur makes them look like someone's done it themselves and taken their own life. He does not, under any circumstances, make it look like a murder, which is fascinating. And that's what I like about it, because it takes them so long to realise that actually there's somebody behind this. You know, it's interesting to see it. The saddest character death. There were a couple of sad deaths, I must say. I'd probably say the worst death that I found the most sort of sad was Rita's death. Sorry, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't got that far ahead yet. I won't explain how she dies, I will explain that the circumstances of how she dies are just horrible. And, you know, just when you think justice has been served, something happens and, you know, it completely puts it down on the situation. It ruins Dexter as a character for a little bit. He just messes him up. So it's such a fascinating death. It caused a lot of sadness, and I didn't like Rita as a character at all. I thought she was too whimpery and whiny, and I couldn't get like into her at all. So I think it was just a very traumatic one. It wasn't one you expected to see in such a brutal way. Favourite episode? I quite like the episode, I can't think of the number of the episode off the top of my head, the episode where at the end we have Arthur Mitchell and Dexter Morgan facing off each other in Miami Metro. That was such a superb ending to that episode that it gripped you so much that you wanted to see more. And I loved that about that particular episode, so that is why I enjoyed that one so much, because you just knew something was going to happen. You just knew some shit's going to go down right now, and that was why. This is going to be the last question I'm going to answer, because I don't want to overrun this. My favourite kill, it's a tough one. Right, series 1, I probably... The ice truck killer's demise. That was quite an interesting way of doing it, and it was so well done. it was something that you wanted by the end of series 1. When you first start watching the series, you wanted it to happen, and you're kind of glad that it did. So, and it's the same with that with most plot lines where there has been a decent storyline like that, which is why series 1, 4 and 6 stand out to me, because the person that dies deserves the death, and it's just brilliantly constructed. So that's my little Dexter tag. Yeah, that's what I thought of Dexter. Like I said, it's all sort of escalated around that particular season, but that's what I loved about the series. I will put the questions down there that I answered if anybody's interested in doing this video themselves. If not, I will speak to you soon, and love and peace to you all, my lovelies. Goodbye.